Today we're going to be looking at something that's very, very cool off canvas and how to use it, how to trigger it off, how to close it, all that crap. So pitter patter, let's get at her. This isn't going to be too difficult. I have a basic layout here. It's just a couple of brick bits that I have brought in and put together a quick page. Just something to show you. So how do we add and off canvas? First thing we're going to do is let's just close up everything on the side here. Next, we're going to add an element, and guess what it is, kids? It is off canvas. All right, we're going to stick that in. Now you can see it creates a section, if you will, and basically this section is just on a higher Z level, so it's in front. And by default, it's over on the left. However, if you click it and you come here, you have the choice of top, right, bottom. You get the idea. So, great, we're done. No, it almost is that easy, though. The first thing we're going to do, you notice it never has any padding. So I'm going to come in here, and you see how it went away, right? That's really easy to deal with. We're just going to click it again, and down here you just say keep open when styling. So it's kind of like the pop-up menu, if you will. So the first thing you're probably going to want to do is get the content off the sides, right? So that's as easy as going in, clicking your content, going to your layout tab, and I have Brick Styler installed in this. So I have my space M. And there you go. You got all your spacing done. Now it'll have basic text, and this works just like any other section. You want to put in a form, it's no problem. Helps if I'm not useless. There you go. So you stick a form in, you get what's happening here. It's just content, nothing special about it. One thing you're probably going to want to do is, you're probably going to want to make it a little bit wider. What I like to do is, let's say 35 VW. VW standing for viewport width. So that's 35% of the viewport width. You can do whatever width you want, but that way it stays relative as opposed to forcing it a certain amount wide. Let's go ahead and get that form out of there. You may have noticed I just made that element disappear. It's done really easy. All you're going to do is use Command Delete. It's Control Delete, I believe, in Windows. And there you go. It's a quick way to get the hell rid of some stuff. All right. So we've got our side, and let's just go ahead and we will give it a heading. And put that heading up here just to show you that you can have any kind of content, and I mean, if I wanted to, I could have whatever over here. Now, the one thing that is really annoying, and I don't know why this is, their toggle closed by default is a hamburger, which is kind of your toggle open usually, right? That's cool, easy enough to fix. All you're going to do is come in here, click the toggle close, go to your icon and find an icon. I personally like to use the icons, and it's this one. It just kind of looks like what you're doing, which is closing it. So we're going to give that a little bit better of a size. Let's say it's 6 rem. Now, what I like to do is I like to wrap it in a block. In that block, I will go ahead and center it, and I'm going to give it a margin on the top so to push it away from any content that I have. So there you go. Now you've got this nice little thing here. Let's go ahead and view that on the front end, and there's nothing. Why? Because there is no toggle to open it up. See? You need the toggle, right? So how do you get the toggle? Well, there's a couple of ways. Let's do the first way, which is actually the way I don't recommend, but let's do it anyway. Let's get this canvas gone for a second here. Again, just turning off that keep it open while styling. And up here, if I wanted to, I could, let's just grab this button, open this all up. We'll grab this button, and right before that button, you can click and you can go toggle and insert a toggle, and your toggle, you can have whatever icon you want it to be. Also, you can have an SVG, which is good. To get an SVG, just click icon, come down here, and you choose your SVG. You could also use dynamic data with like bringing in an image or something like that. Still not the way I do it, but so you can kind of choose any icon that you want. In this case, let's just choose this kind of open one. And this is why I don't really recommend this. I find that the icons are meh at best. But there you go. Now you have a toggle, and first thing you got to do is you got to tell it, what do you want to toggle? Well, in this case, we want to toggle this off canvas. Now, it's easy enough. All you're going to do is come down here, copy your ID, which is to tell it, hey, it's just a JavaScript saying, hey, I need to open somebody. What's the ID of it, Boom, there's the ID, and we'll go back to that toggle, and we will go ahead and paste that in. Let's save that and test to see if it works. We'll just refresh that, and boom, it opens. Great. Now, never do it that way. So there's a reason it's not good, and the biggest one being that's a pain in the ass to get that icon to work with whatever it is you're doing. So I like to do it this way. Here on this button, we're going to go ahead and change this button to open sidebar, and that's it. You're done. No, it doesn't work that way. Be cool if it did, though. No, what you're going to do, let's go ahead and delete this thing. On this button, what you're going to have to do is give it an interaction, and the interaction is pretty much the same as that toggle. You're going to add one. You're going to choose to click, because on click, you could also do hover that would be a really weird thing, but if you wanted to. On action, you're going to do toggle off canvas. See where we're going here? And then you would paste in that ID, click save, and let's go ahead and test it. Boom. We're rocking, right? Now that's all well and good. However, if you use these off canvases, maybe from a template or something like that, it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass, because you don't know what the ID is going to be when you come and paste it in. And this kind of confuses a lot of people. There's a really, really simple workaround. And, it's right now selecting via the ID, but you don't have to. You can select via a class. So what I do is I make a blank class called off canvas. And on that class, I don't put anything. Hence why it's blank. So all I have to do is on my canvas here, we will go back here, and we're just going to put the off canvas class. And again, you can call it whatever you want. You could call it, dog bone. It really doesn't matter. I just happen to call it off canvas because it's off canvas. And now on our trigger to open, we are simply going to come in here, go to our interaction, and instead of an ID, which is a hashtag, you're going to want to put a dot, because that's a class, and we'll call that off canvas. All right, we'll save that and just double check that works. Refresh, open sidebar. Look at that. Now you may notice, hey, there's no padding. I promise you there is. If I was to log out, it's just, this is laying over it. So, but there is actually the padding that you put in. So anyway, all All right, so that's basically how that's done. Now, the close one, you don't actually have to go and state because it's inside of. So, in other words, if I come here, the close one is going to close. Also, by default, you don't even have to click in there. You can press the escape key or click off. Now, you may notice when I open it, there's kind of a haze there. It darkens the background. Well, you can actually customize that really easy. So if we go here, you'll see one element called a backdrop. And a backdrop is really nothing more than a div that's stretching over, and you can set the background on that. So all we're going to do is go to background. And actually, let me open this up so you can see it while I'm doing it. We'll keep it open while styling. Now, on this backdrop, it is as simple as adding a background. And if I wanted to, the background could be totally solid. So let's say, there you go. And now when you click it, it's going to totally hide the page, and all they're going to see is this. You can also use transparencies. Now, again, I'm using Brick Styler. So, there's already transparencies of each color built in. So you can control the opacity level of the color that you're using. So if I wanted to just use dark and I wanted it to be like, kind of the default, but if I wanted a darker where it's still, let's go ahead and save that. And now when I open that sidebar, it gets really dark, and that's good for causing focus, because I kind of find the default is slightly weak, And other than that, that's basically kind of all you need to know: how to open it, how to close it, and to realize it is nothing but a division that is hidden off, and it's going to slide in and then slide the hell away when you close it. You can have forms on it, you can have images, you can have video, anything you need. It works basically the exact same as the rest of the builder. So hopefully this video helps. If you haven't, kick the like button, subscribe, do all that crap. Join Brick School. It's free. Don't be cheap. Doesn't cost nothing. And other than that, yeah, good to be back. Sorry about the little distance since my last video, but as you can see, new camera, new setup, all that stuff. So cool. And I will see you in the next one. Bye now.